We're going a bit heritage today. Well, I mean, multicam heritage, which is, well, it's just still heritage. And this is about, well, it's actually not that heritage because it was like, you know, it's a couple of years. Yeah, let's get into it. So aside from my skittish introduction, this is the Kletterwerks Summit in multicam. The Kletterwerks Summit is a kind of legend in the carry community. It's one of those bags that it actually has some of the best organization of any backpack there is. Imagine like your childhood backpack on extreme steroids with somebody who is like really considerate about how things are laid out, building it for you. Not to mention amazing materials and all the things that go with that. Today I'm going to take a little bit of time to run you through this bag. People have asked me continuously to talk more about this bag. I have a review of this bag from like a year ago when I was really just doing this for fun and as an excuse for my wife to let me have bags in the house. Now since I have a bit of a bigger audience, thanks. That sounded kind of like patronizing. Thanks. Thank you. I very much appreciate it. All jokes aside, yeah, this is a bag that I've wanted to talk about and to do an update on. This is a long-term review. I've had this bag for a very long time and I love it. And it's a bag that I revert back to all the time. I consider this like my sling bag. It's not a sling, obviously. I use it in the situations that somebody normally might use a sling, which is like a throw over your shoulder, you're going to the store, you can throw some stuff in it quickly kind of bag. That's what this is for me. And obviously, okay, so before you judge me, I live in Asia where multicam is something that is literally just a fashion thing. It could easily be a hoodie, it could be anything else, nobody cares, it's just, this is what it is. Obviously some of you will think you can't rock it in this color and you can get it in a plethora of different colors from everything from like orange to blue to whatever. That brings me to the next point. While I said you can get it in those colors, you can't really get it anymore. It's a bag that's very difficult to find. There are some places that still have it if you know where to look, apparently, or at least so I've heard lately. I was under the impression there aren't very many of them anymore, but I think it's one of those things that probably as people find them in their old stockrooms, you might find them if you can, but mostly in Asia. From what I've heard, I've not seen them outside of Asia in a long time. Kletterwerks is a mystery wrench thing. It was basically Kletterwerks. There was a Kletterwerks before this Kletterwerks. So the original Kletterwerks was started by Dana Gleason, who is of mystery wrench fame. This is not that Kletterwerks. This is started by a different Dana Gleason, which is Dana Gleason's son, Dana, as far as I know. Again, I could be wrong about that, but the story goes something like that. It's kind of like bringing the old designs to a bit of a modern look. This is called the Summit Daypack 20. There's also a Summit Daypack 15 liter, which my wife has. Now, if you can get your hands on the 20, I highly recommend that instead of the 15. While I like the 15 for its simplicity, it's almost too simple for something you'd be like scouring the internet for, because the things that make this bag special, that bag don't tend to have, which are some very smart organizational things. This is bothering my OCD. So I'm gonna get into the bag. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about how I used it because I was literally using it today. I'll show you how I had it packed out. And then I'm gonna give you my recommendation about a bag that you could get like today that's actually buyable easily, that I think kind of reminds me of this bag, just in a definitely a more modern feel. So, the Kletterwerks Summit. This version is in 1000D Cordura multicam. The 1000D Cordura multicam version of this bag is a little bit like more intense feeling than it is the other 1000D versions of this bag. So they're all 1000D. The multicam version actually is 1000D on the bottom and the whole bag around, aside from some mesh, whereas the other versions of this bag tend to be ballistic nylon on the bottom and a 1680D ballistic nylon and then 1000D everywhere else. This is official multicam, so it's like a bit intense feeling. It's more crunchy than the other ones. My family has a bunch of these. Between us, my wife is sleeping, so I couldn't dig them out. I love this kind of heritage heirloom looking logo. I think Kletterwerks had one of the nicest logos there is. I love the way it looks on this multicam. And I think it also kind of like de-armifies it, if that makes sense. Other design elements of this bag are that it's quite simple. I'll go around to the back to give you an idea of how it goes back here. So these are the straps. They're actually extremely comfortable, even though you wouldn't guess it. Imagine GORUCK straps, but spongier. They have a very like GORUCK kind of styling, I suppose, and the positioning here is very similar to where it is on a GORUCK, but these are a lot like plusher and just like a little bit nicer. They feel broken in. Basically, like if you imagine a GORUCK strap after like 30 of those like running over hills, diving through mountains, face in sand kind of events, then you would end up with straps like this. I mean, I don't know how these would last through that type of thing, but that's not what this bag is made for. This here is not a sternum strap. There is no sternum strap on this bag, although there are plenty of points where you could attach one. This actually normally goes up here, and it's like an axe loop thing where you can attach your axe to here. I've used it for a tripod once or twice, but otherwise I don't tend to use it. I put it here just because I want to get it out of the way, but then I don't want to lose it because we have a bunch of these bags and they're kind of all over the place. All metal hardware on this bag, so I don't know if you can see that. There you go. Yeah, so these are actually really nice. You can put some paracord in here to make this a little bit easier. I don't tend to. They slide like very easily for metal, and I think it's a very nice touch, kind of heritagey in its own way. The top handle is probably the only thing on this bag that sort of like lets it down, I suppose. It's just like, it's just literally the webbing from the straps extended into here. Again, it's not like a bad thing per se, but it's, you know, it could be nicer. I don't tend to care that much anymore. I used to care a lot about this type of thing, and I don't know what happened, but at some point I stopped caring, and it feels good enough. I like the way it kind of like sits, if that makes sense. It kind of has like a cool vibe. It doesn't hit you in the back of the neck, although it looks like it might. The back panel, you're getting nothing here. There's some padding, but it's just the 1000D Cordura again, just happens to be wrapped around the back. The straps do have some webbing here, or sorry, they do have some mesh here to make it a little bit more comfortable when you carry. Obviously, like this bag's not going to be amazing for getting rid of sweat and all those things, but like, look at it. You're not buying this bag to escape sweat, I don't think, right? That's not what it was meant for. Let's get into the features of this bag, and I will tell you why I think it's one of the best bags I've ever owned, and I have tons of them, and I love this bag. Basically, there is one quick access pocket, which is here on this bag. It goes vertical. There are these two pulls, so you can probably see the pull. You see that? Mystery Ranch does this on all their bags, and this is just kind of like counterforce, so you can hold it while you zip. Getting into the zippers, there are these huge number 10 YKK USA zippers on both the main quick access and the main compartment. I love that they're black. Somehow I think it looks great, this black, the silver chunky pull. Give me your chunky. Chunky. Chunky Z! Oh, sorry, Chase. I thought it was funny. There's a rain flap above this thing here, and yeah, the rain flap is good. It doesn't really catch. Like, normally these rain flaps kind of catch, but I think these zippers are so intense, the rain flap, like, is scared and it runs away and gets out of your way. So basically how it works is you hold this, and then you unzip. And all I can say is that you haven't tried a zipper until you've tried one of these Kletterwerks Summit zippers. They are just like, teeth out. They're just so... I could do that all day. This is where this bag separates itself from the average bag. So they could have easily just made this bag like, okay, here's our heritage bag, open compartment, main compartment, laptop slot, done. But they didn't do that. They took it a little bit further. So if you open this pocket here, there is one of my favorite pockets in a bag, and an ultra smart design. So if you look at it from the side that you'd sling it on, so say if you slung it like this, the bag has like a main compartment here, like a main kind of, so I have like that in there, and I have like my wallet and my keys, and I just have it kind of, and like, you know, like in most bags, it all falls down to the bottom. Now there is a little bit of volume here, so even if you pack this bag out a lot, you end up with some volume, so thanks for that. It definitely helps while packing. But this pocket here is a slip pocket that keeps some things up here and everything else from falling down. It is a genius design because of this angle. So it could easily be like this, like it is on the recycled firefighter bags or the Evergoods bags. I mean, on the Evergoods bags, but you get my point. It could be like this, like it is on other bags, but it is like this, which is great because that means no matter if you're slinging the bag, then you can get your hand in, or if you're looking at your bag like this, you can get your hand in. It is a brilliant piece of design, and it's just an open pocket. It's the whole length here, and it just keeps some things up here and some things down there. So like right now I have like my knife and my AirPods up in this top one, and down here I have the other stuff. And I can't tell you how much this is a genius design of a pocket. It just, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just great. And I wish other companies would have this. Like, there are companies like Wandered who have this big pocket here who don't do anything with it and everything just falls down to the bottom. The original CPL was like that. Everything just falls down to the bottom. This is a design that's like retired by these guys. Like just, implemented in other bags. It's so good. It's such a smart design, especially the way it's kind of saggy. Oh, it's just so good. It's really that good. Now, that's that pocket. This bag has this pocket in the main compartment. That's really it. So if you looked at it here, you would imagine this bag is almost clamshell because it comes down like 85% of the way. You would be horribly wrong. So, well, basically it only opens to here. Why, you may ask? Well, let me get this out of the way first. This is my GORUCK Wiredopp. I was just out with my baby, and yeah, I've got some baby stuff in there, and yes, that's what the Wiredopp has ended up being. Before we get into that part, there is a very cool thing here. I will put it on the screen so you can read it. It just kind of gives a story of Kletterwerks if you wanna, pause it and read that. There is also a made in the USA tag back here with, you see that? Here's to having a good time all the time. I like that. I like when companies do that. There is this guy too, which is for the laptop here, but it also kind of sucks in on itself so you can hide it back. I do love that. It's probably that way because you can put like a water bladder there, but I don't do that. So the inside of this Cordura is like kind of sticky, like it is on like the best. It's got like some kind of coating to keep it a little bit waterproof. I've used this bag like on a bicycle in the rain, and it actually kept like all the water out. I was very surprised. So I'm going to peel this back so you can kind of see what's going on here. So basically this is where the magic of this bag part 2, first being that pocket in the front. So this bag has these pockets. Now can you see that? So there's like a gusset here, and then it has like these side compartment pockets here. And it basically separates this middle compartment into 1, 2, and 3. And that is actually amazing because these pockets are independent of the main volume, even though they're protected by the same zipper. So that allowed them to use a bigger, more expensive zipper here without having to use a bunch of other zippers, and it makes your experience that much better. So, say for example, you just want something in this pocket, zip down, and you are in because it holds it there. In, and you're digging in there. Say you want something in this pocket and you are in. Like for example, right now I have like this stuff in this pocket on the side here. And yeah, so if you have something like say quick accessy, you could always like leave these zippers like on this side, and then when you sling your bag, you could just go down and get it out of, can you see that? So it's separating it from the main compartment. Those pockets are great. They work great as water bottle pockets. You can put big water bottles in there. I mean, I can't tell you how like amazing that is in use. And again, something I've never seen in another bag. I mean, I've seen like camera bags kind of do it with like these Velcro-y things, but it's just there and it's like this thick Cordura and all the seams and everything are finished off nicely. In typical Mystery Rains fashion, this is built beautifully. Lifetime warranty and all that. I don't, since the company's gone, I don't know if they would still, go with that or not. Inside the main volume, which is perfect size for some pouches, Basically, I have this pouch, which is my Matsuda pouch, which I love. I know you guys are angry about this one because it's expensive, but just look at this thing. Oof. Oh, it's so nice. I don't know. It's one of those things like, I don't know if $200 is ever going to be worth it for a pouch, but if it was going to be worth it, it would be for this one. It's like a piece of art, this thing. I know you're going to laugh at me for that, but holy cow, it feels like it as an artist. And then down in the bottom here, I have a track login pouch with some toiletries in it. This bag does stand up on its own, and especially like if you have it packed out with like, say, heavy stuff, like say like 2 pouches there, and you could easily work out of it like this all day long. The laptop compartment is raised up off the bottom. It is padded on the front, not on the sides. I use the sleeve in it because I use this sleeve as like my desk thing, so I'll show you. So I love this sleeve from Nedgerlo. You can just kind of go like this, and then I work off of it like that when I'm at the cafe. Keeps my laptop off all the dirty stuff, and it kind of just goes like, I mean, it's called the magic sleeve because it's magic, and it actually kind of suspends your laptop. I would love to have an affiliate link with these guys, but I don't. But I do highly recommend it. Now, before we go on, you might ask me, can you travel with this bag if you are planning to pick one up? It's 20 liters. So this is my favorite packing cube. This is the GORUCK full 10-liter packing cube. It's good enough for me for 3 or 4 days at least. And it will fit in the bottom section of this bag like this. So, fits down there. And then on top, toiletries, then tech. Let's assume I don't need the baby stuff in this bag, although I think it would fit up here if I really wanted it to. The big chunky YKK zipper. Laptop is already in there. And yeah, so it would look something like this if you're traveling. And I mean, that swallowed that up really nicely. It would, and this pocket has its own volume, so you can still use it like no problem. Like all this stuff would easily go in there. It feels slightly tighter, but not bad at all. Keys in, got a little pouchy guy in. There you go. The Kletterwerks Summit 20-liter, ready for a weekend on the go. Yeah, I mean, this is like a great bag. I honestly, you've used it like this maybe 5 to 6 times on trips, and it's been great every single time. It's one of those bags when you use it, you think like, if I was not a bag nerd, but I could just have one of my bags to be happy with, this would probably be it. I mean, I probably say that a lot, but this one I really mean it. I mean it about the other ones too. Do I? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll never know. Yeah, yeah, okay. Obviously, the issue with this bag is you can't buy it. You just can't. I mean, you might be able to, but you can't just go to a website. I can't put a link down below where you can just find it. Obviously, I recommend it if you can find it. It's one of my favorite bags, but that doesn't mean you have to stop looking. The closest bag to me on the market that's like this, the one that reminds me most of it, is this. Now, you might say they look very different, obviously. You can see they look quite different, although not super, super different. They have the same pocket out here in the front. They both zip down, like, you know, pretty well. This is, I would call this like a hyper modern version of this. This is the DSPTCH Daypack in Multicam 500D. This is the original version of it. There are other versions now that have slight changes, but I'm just gonna talk about this one because this one is actually on sale on their website right now for 150 bucks. And I think this is one of the best buys in bags for 150 bucks. I'm gonna talk about it quickly because I've done a full review of this, but this is probably the other bag that would be my only bag if I wasn't a bag nerd and I just was gonna have a bag forever to use. So, similarities. This bag has also very chunky, very nice YKK zips, teeth out. They don't have any flaps, so that's one thing about this compared to the other one. I would trust the Summit more in the rain. The straps are amazing on this bag. One of the most comfortable strap systems I've ever used on a bag. They have these load lifters. They are just lovely. Now be careful, they've been changing these out for different styles on the newer ones, but the ones on sale would have the same straps. They have these zombie clip-off things that you can get rid of. There's mesh on the back here, which is actually pretty good, and it would be a little bit better against things like sweat. There is a sternum strap on this one, which aren't on that one. Lots of smart things about this bag. These adjusters are plastic, but they're very, very smooth. Some of the smoothest ones on the market. Top handle is an upgrade here. You get this very nice clip-on top handle. The way it's stitched in there is not ideal. I would think that that probably is one of the reasons that they switched it to back here. Your bag might have it back here, it might have it here. It depends on which version of the bag you get. But I mean, to me, both of them are fine. I wouldn't worry about it. There are some D-rings here that I guess would be like the modern version of that axe loop thing. There are some compression straps on the side here, which you can use to, like, I don't know, latch something on or compress the bag down a little bit if you want. This is 500D Cordura, so it feels a little bit floppier than that bag, but I think the ones on sale are 1680D ballistic nylon, which are going to be heavier and feel, not heavier literally, but heavier like feel thicker and more similar to that one over there. Aside from that, the zippers are very smooth on these and feel very similar to the ones on there. So one of the other good features about this pocket out in the front, it does have some organization. There's like a D-ring up here where you can hang your keys. There's a zippered pocket down here. The zippered pocket's a bit confusing for some because you have to kind of like put your hand like down inside to get into it. Technically a safety feature, so I've heard. There are some like loops here where you can attach like pens and stuff if that's what you need. There isn't any volume here, so it's going to be a little bit tighter than it would be on the Summit. Inside the bag, you have this pocket, which is different, obviously. So this is one more place to put your stuff. So you can segment your stuff here, put like some little things up there. There's nothing like that on the Summit. I would say this is kind of like, say, a wash with that side pocket that there is on the front of the Summit. Although this is 2 zippers to get into, that's only 1. So let's... inside the bag, there are 2 sleeves here, one for like papers or something, and then like a tablet sleeve that's actually padded and raised up off the bottom. Obviously, there's only 1 laptop sleeve in the Summit. In the bottom of this bag, which is very hard to see, I don't know if you can see that, but there are some water bottle pockets here. See that? There. They don't act in the same way as those killer pouch pockets on the Summit because they're only about this deep, so they don't work that great for pouches or anything. I have put a water bottle in there though, and they are fine for that. The bottom of this bag is padded, which is a bonus over the Summit, and there are these straps that you can use to latch something down or to compress the bag, like so. So, the things that remind me of this, or the things about this bag that remind me of the other bag is that it's very comfortable to carry, very nice materials, very nice zippers, built in the USA, lifetime warranty, all that stuff feels great. It's got that same kind of floppy, like nice floppiness to it, and it packs your stuff like very nicely. I'll do the whole travel thing now so you can see. So you could put like the packing cube in here like that. You can see it's kind of bowing out there like this. And you could put your toiletries here. And you could put your tech here. And then I also had this in that one, so I could probably put that here. In this pocket, I could probably put like my headphones and I don't know, this is like my EDC knife. So put that there. And let's see if it zips up. Okay. That's probably not gonna help. Okay, super easy. Super easy. In the front pocket here, let's just do this up so I can get it out of my way. The front pocket, it's a little bit tighter on this guy because like I said, it doesn't have any organization, so I'll just put this here, hang my keys from this guy up on top here. So when I'm slinging, they will be dangling. Okay, good, we're good there. The laptop compartment is one big bonus on this one, aside from the fact that it's not waterproof at all. Basically, the laptop compartment is here. As you can see, this bag also stands up on its own very nicely. I love the fact that this is just one zipper away and it's like right there. So and it's a huge laptop compartment, so even with this sleeve on it, I would say easily you'd get your 16-inch in here. And there you go. I am packed and ready for that same trip with the DSPTCH Daypack. I think this one looks a little more like beefed out. Like somehow I think the Kletterwerks tended to look a little bit classier in this kind of mode. Am I wrong about that? Hard to say, but I think it still looks good. It looks good. It's a good looking bag. And it does stand up on its own very well. There you go. Now I'm gonna unpack it, answer a question about this, and then we're gonna be getting out of here. Actually, I don't really need to unpack this part. I'm probably gonna use this bag for a couple of days now. I forgot to show you one thing about this bag. Made in the USA, and there's like this little tag that says where it's like who made it. I don't know if you can see this, but I think Mystery Ranch played a little joke on me. Okay, see that? Apparently it says bag A, body B, assembled by C, and checked by final inspection by D. That seems fishy. It's all good. These are, yeah, there they are, side by side. Lovely bags, lovely things. Modern version, the not so modern version. So yeah, that's it. I mean, these are those two bags, and obviously the star of the show is this guy, but these ones are both, you know, they're nice. Again, if you have any questions about the Kletterwerks Summit, if you have any questions about the DSPTCH Daypack, you're gonna see both of these bags on my channel from time to time going forward because I just love them and they're two of my favorites. In my top 3 favorite bags, this bag was there because I love it so much. This bag would have been there except my wife had been using it that day, and actually she has her own in this color, but she literally went in my office and stole mine because she didn't know where hers was, or because it was upstairs. So, 2 of my favorite bags of all time. If you have any questions about them, feel free to let me know. I love them both dearly. I especially love, well, I love them both. If you can get your hands on one of these, definitely, by all means, find one. They are great. Not that easy. If you have 150 bucks and you're looking for a great, great bag, this one is amazing. There's a link below. You can catch it in the link below. For full transparency, that is an affiliate link. So you'd be basically buying my baby milk. That's not true at all. You'd be funding another bag. Anyway, let's talk soon, kids. Bye-bye.